Hi, my name's Amir Taaki. I'm a cryptographer, developer, working at the technology, freedom. I think a lot of privacy discourse, it focuses on protecting ourselves from, overreach by authoritarianism, by, governments, states, etc. But I think there is a bigger, expansive vision beyond that. It's like a means for us to expand the space of freedom outwards. It's like a means for us to take back, economy, society, politics, and to use that technological power to create a new future. Basically, I think privacy is a way for us to dream. So there's been throughout all of human history a struggle between forces of society and freedom and forces of centralizing power, of despotism, of state civilization. And this struggle has played out also in technology, where today Cypherpunk represents the liberatory side of technology, the desire to create technologies to empower humans, societies on a P2P level, to allow people to do discourse, to struggle for their rights. So the cypherpunks today are really asking those kind of questions. So my favorite privacy tool is Linux, because Linux is an operating system, but it's built by people all around the world together. There's nobody who owns Linux, and Linux, you can use it for whatever purpose you want, and that's why it's been so successful. And so that represents ownership by society over technology, and that is the most fundamental issue for privacy, is to control the technology that we depend on, that our lives basically run through. So I would encourage people. I think people should adopt a mindset of analyzing their behaviors and things that they could do could be used against them in the future. Ways that, for example, you are doing certain kinds of trade, you are buying or selling certain things. If you had a run-in with, the law, because some bureaucrat somewhere, some satrap doesn't like you, are there things that they can use against you? Because that's how they operate. When they want to go after you, they're going to find evidence to convict you. That's fundamentally how law enforcement operates. So just be conscious of what you're giving them, what you're putting out there. We grew up in an era of Occupy and WikiLeaks and open source, and so for us it's a very natural assumption to be optimism, expansive energy, community, and these tools, if only we could if only people can understand what they can do with them, it will make logical sense. But I also think that the discourse has shifted a lot, and today we live in an era of looks maxing and Jordan Peterson and OnlyFans, and things have become a lot more selfish, and people growing up today haven't grown up in that era. And so we need to do our job of making people see why do you need these tools? What is in it for you? And there is big things in it for you, but for us it's so logical that we have maybe skipped the step of explaining it. And I think part of that also is what for example, this event is doing, where it's like trying to find intersections between other very close kind of movements. For example, art, cybernetics, trying to find those pollinations so that because what happened with crypto is crypto was like, because of this wider trend that I'm talking about, it became about hyper-financialization. And so everybody started to focus on the finance bro dickheads. And so we've got trapped into that loop, but it's become very circular, and other people are like rejecting that. So we need to find a way to break out of that. We're going into like, the sun is setting and we're in a dawn period now, and at the beginning of a long night. And in this long night, the moon will shine. And whoever's a follower of the moon will be able to chart a course to follow their destiny into the rising of a new era. Fundamentally, the logic of civilization is shifting. And what success looks like for us is being there at the forefront, planting our flags, and seeding our philosophies that will sprout in this new future that will come. For me, privacy is not a lifestyle. Privacy is it's a tactic for crypto anarchy, for agorist politics. It's also strong anonymity. It's no compromise. It's unyielding, and it's powerful.